Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps, SRE, DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. Yeah. So Datadog is a web service. It's like a website for monitoring purpose. The right keyword is observability, not monitoring, because monitoring is an old terminology. Latest terminology is observability. So observability, which includes infrastructure monitoring, and then monitoring, monitoring, then log monitoring, then synthetic monitoring, and then RUM monitoring. These 5 types of monitoring, we call it observability. Okay, understand this. If someone will ask you, hey, what is observability? You can say observability is like a next phase of monitoring. Under the observability, we monitor infrastructure, APM, logs, synthetic, RUM, and so on. So what you get it? Infrastructure monitoring, you get matrices. Matrices means CPU, RAM, storage, hard disk, Apache matrix, Tomcat matrix, MySQL matrix, and something like that. In APM, what you get? You get a trace. Trace means what? APM trace what? So I'll put it in a very simple way. Millions of people are accessing Amazon.com, Flipkart.com. APM is a process to find out the performance of those requests. Which user is having good performance? I mean, they requested the website, let's say Flipkart or Amazon, and they got a good response. But which user is not having the good response time? And APM is a process to find out the culprit. Why these users are not having the right response time? Performance of the website. How do you get it? Using APM process. The metrics you get it, the data you get it is trace. Trace means you hit the browser to DNS server, DNS server to load balancer to web server to app server to database server, and some third party library like a payment gateway. So we need to trace it, and where is the problem we need to find out. That process is called APM. Third types of data which you have a log, which you understand that application logs, network log, operating system logs, and so on. Synthetic monitoring is a kind of monitoring to check the uptime. Now, synthetic monitoring is not done by a human, but done by robots from the different part of the world. I'll show you the demo, you'll understand easy way. Let's say I want to know my website is up or not, healthy or not. How do you do that? Synthetic monitoring. There is one API endpoint. You want to monitor it, whether it's up or not, reachable or not. How do you do that? Synthetic monitoring. So in synthetic monitoring also, you get a trace information, it trace data. In the RUM stand for real user monitoring. Anyone have heard about the Google Analytics? Anyone? All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, so that's a RUM. Google Analytics is equal to RUM. What you monitor using? What Google Analytics monitor? They monitor, okay, how much time you spend on the website, what you do, from which city you are from, which location. Before coming to my website, which website you visited. After my website, which website you will visit. This is called session recordings for users, real user monitoring. So that is, you get a session record, session data, you get it. So all these types of 5 types of monitoring under which, under one umbrella we do that. That's called observability. So Datadog is a website. That means you don't need to set up a server or something, and it's an observability platform for all this thing. And once you have collected all this kind of data, which I'll do that in front of you, after that, alerts and dashboard. This is something which we do that. So are you comfortable, all of you, in simple way?
So do you say like
Rajesh,
the APM tool, which is like App Dynamics, like the log monitoring,
Yeah, yeah.
like Splunk, nothing is required when you use this one? I mean, you don't need that type of
No,
tools.
see, I'll tell you one thing. If you look at the agenda, let me open up agenda. That'll be easier for me. So if you open up agenda, I have added, look at this. Infrastructure monitoring, I added Datadog. Log monitoring, I added Splunk. Performance monitoring, the one which you are talking about, New Relic. It's part of the DevOps. In SRE, we have few more tools. You can check it out. So, so am I trying to say like you can use Datadog for infrastructure monitoring? No. You know, infrastructure monitoring, Datadog introduced first. Splunk was introduced for the log monitoring. Application performance monitoring, New Relic was introduced. But if you look at the today's the scope of the tool, okay, every tool is doing everything. So we have Datadog, we have Splunk, we have New Relic, we have App Dynamics, we have a Dynatrace, we have Grafana, we have Elastic. Every tool is doing everything because they cannot survive if they're doing only one thing. So similar way, Datadog is doing everything, but initially they introduced in the infrastructure. So Dynatrace is very powerful in the performance monitoring. App Dynamics is also very powerful in performance monitoring, but they are doing everything actually. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
getting my points?
sure.
Okay, so this is something which we have. So now Datadog, because it's a website, okay, you need to send the data. So how do you send the data? So it's very simple. This is your server, okay. You can say virtual machines or anything as such. I'll not complicate too much. This is your server, and this is your website, Datadog website. And this is you, SRE engineer, okay. And you will access the Datadog for all the matrices, all the traces, all the logs, all the session information. So how this Datadog website will get it? So what you have to do, you have to install one agent here and install the agent, run the agent, and this agent will send all the data, and then you can get it. And once the data is there, you can create alerts and dashboard at a high level. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Hello?
So in the enterprise environment, all the employees' devices will have the agent, and then they send the data to
Datadog.
a centralized server.
Datadog
Is
website cloud.
okay. Okay.
So how do we get started this Datadog? So here you just hit it this one, datadoghq.com, and you see get started free 14 days account. You will get it free of cost. I mean 14 days you can use all the facility and all pricing and all. If you want to know, here you have. Just 2-3 days back I started one account. So if I log in, it is already logged in actually for me. Trial account only because I was doing some corporate program in Datadog, around 40 hours of programs, and I registered it. Again, one more thing, all this long hour sessions recordings also you'll get it on LMS actually. So if you want to deep dive each topic in detail, in depth, slow, very, very slow, because in corporate, that is how we do the training. Each topic we deep dive and then we do at a very slow pace. So everything is covered. So you can check out that videos also. But yeah, this is the account which I'm using right now. So what we do in this case? So here, if you see that, look at it, my screen, very simple UI. But yeah, this first time you must, if you're coming, then you will feel little lost. But did anyone taught you how to use Facebook? No. LinkedIn? No. Banking software? HDFC, let's say. Anyone taught you, hey, you have to do this and that? No. Then why you need a special session for learning this website? Just click and then you will start getting into it. It's a service. All are service, just like a AWS is service. So if you see that here, this is the infrastructure related. Okay, this is the APM related, the one which I was talking about. This is the log related, and here you have a two thing in this synthetic and rum, two feature. Now where is the alerting? In Datadog we call it monitoring. Here it is. And where is the dashboard? Here it is. That's all. This is the something which I'm talking about. Okay, few more features are there, not so important to drag the boss. So yeah, right now I'll do infrastructure. So here what to do? Go to the infrastructure list, and there is right now I'm not uh, having any active, but if I do 3 days or something like that, 1 week, I'll have this one. So this demo I showed in the last batch. So this is not active. You see inactive. I deleted that instance and so on. So how do we add an agent as per the discussion? How do we install the agent? Very simple. So yeah, luckily I have this machines, which is for the Jenkins. I'm going to use the same machines for that. So installing agent is just a fun, very simple. Okay. Now how do we do that? So go to the integration, click on agent. Is it getting recorded, right? Yeah, it's getting recorded. So click on it, and the trial account you find little slow compared to the your enterprise account. So you'll have to bear with it. And here it is. Now this there's some noise coming from someone. Sanjay, is it coming from you? Okay. So guys, can you see my screen, all of you?
Yeah.
So which platform? Ubuntu. Select the key here, and this is the whole script. Just you need to run it. Copy carefully and run it. This will do everything. This will install agent and start that also. It's so simple. Installing agent is so simple. That's one of the reason we all love Datadog. Okay. So now we'll say, Rajesh, do we have any tutorial or something which I can do? Video you have an LMS, but tutorials also hell lot of it. You have it. Datadog, just type it. And these all are tutorials for Datadog only. For example, right now you are installing Linux agent, right? Just type it, and here you see Ubuntu, RHEL, Windows. You want to see Windows. So all these tutorials also you have it, and so on. Anyways, so my agent got installed, and this command I'll check to check the status. See, it's running. Now I want you to focus on one file which is very important, and that file you should not take it lightly, and that is this one. Look at the address, etc datadog agent dot datadog YAML file. What is this file? So if you want to change anything in the agent configuration, you have to modify this file. I repeat, hundreds of entries you will find in this. If you want to change anything, you have to modify this file, datadog.yaml file. It's a configuration file. This is the main work you have. You have to go through all the entries and modify based on the requirement. Okay, so this is the configuration file. And after that, once you modify, you have to restart the agent and all stuff like that. I want to show you one thing which is important. Many of the commands I have given, you must try it out. Don't ignore it. Whatever I'm saying, you just don't ignore it. These are the commands. So these are the start command, logs files are here, and some of the config check commands to check what configuration is enabled or not enabled, all stuff like that. Okay. So now what to do? So my agent is started. Can we check whether this is sending a data or not? Let me check. So go to the Datadog and go to the infrastructure list. And you see that here, this is the instance name of AWS. Started sending the data. Click on it. What information you want to see? So here you have a CPU information. Here you have a process and many other stuff you have. You can see in the broader view also. And then started coming just now. So 5 minutes you see started coming all this data. So find out, okay, what is the CPU uses, what is the process, RAM memory, disk, network, all this thing you have it in front of you. Analyze it. Understood all of you?
Don't we have any security access here? Just like that, if you install the agent, then you started getting the data. Will there be any restriction?
Outgoing internet most of the time is on, right? Correct now.
Yeah, yeah. Internet is.
So like that. So this is the one. So in the infrastructure, now you want to explore all this data in a different editor. So always remember this one, Matrix Explorer. Anything you store in the Datadog, I repeat, it's a very simple way. Anything you store in Datadog, you can explore it using Explorer. Metrics, APM, logs, RAM, synthetic here, which I talked about it, and so on. Many other also. So which metrics? CPU metrics. From which machine? Right now I have only, just a second. Yeah, I have only one machine here. And you see this data from last 5 minutes, you see here, this is the data. So metrics explorer for exploring everything, whatever the Datadog has it, you stored it with the help of agent. So guys, now this agent is sending the data and you are exploring it. Yes, you will create alerts and dashboard also, but not now, little bit later. Okay, so this is the infra monitoring. Infrastructure monitoring means VM monitoring, machines, Windows, Linux, and all. Are you understanding all of you? Hello? So
Yeah,
guys,
yes,
here
sir.
if you see that here, uh, one box, metrics has come, but process is not enabled. What to do? I'll tell you. Go to the configuration file, which I'm modifying right now. I told you this file is very important. There's entry called process config. Process config. I remember that, so I'm going through that, but you will have to practice it. It takes some time to get comfortable. Slowly you will get into that. I'm uncommenting it. It was commented. And here
What is this process for, Rajesh?
This, if you enable it, the process monitoring will be enabled. 1, 2, 3, 4, and make it true. I told you, right? Anything you want to extra enable it, you have to touch this file. So I'm just doing it. So uncommented this file, these 3 entries, save it, restart the agent, and now should be enabled. You want to validate Datadog -agent status. So here process monitoring somewhere. It's a pretty long one. So uptime is there. This one is there. This is the one somewhere. Process monitoring. So easy way grep process. See, process monitoring is enabled. Now can I check the process? Let it come. Here it should come automatically. You'll have to wait for 30 to 60 seconds and then it should automatically come. Okay, so process monitoring. Okay, so here metrics we got it. Here process will get it in few seconds. Okay, and done. All the process running in this machine, so you'll get it. Now guys, you know, one important thing which we have is integration. What is integration then? Here you see integration. What is integration? So guys, agent is not enabled by default to collect all the logs. Agent is not enabled by default to collect all the metrics. Which metrics I'm talking about? So guys, hundreds of tools are there in the domain. Think about it. Apache, Tomcat, MySQL, Docker, Kubernetes, Java, Postgres, and so many. How this agent will come to know if this software is installed and this you want to monitor, this you don't want to monitor? So what Datadog has done it, all additional tool, all the fundamental check they have added, okay, fundamental check they have added, all additional tools they have migrated to integration. They call it integration. Okay, still that process is not coming. Let me check one more time. Process config is 1 2 1 2 3 4. No, 1 2 3 4. Enable true. That's correct. So it will take some time, but it will come. So, see here now it has come. See all the process. Okay, so now coming back to this integrations. So fundamental metrics you are getting it through the agent, but remaining metrics, tools metrics, Datadog will not get it until you integrate it, because they don't have a knowledge which one you want and which one you don't want. So in this case, you have integrations. Okay, integration. So what extra metrics you want to collect, you have to configure it. Okay, so what information you wanted. So let's say two integration, as I'll show you that as part of this demo. One is Docker and one is Apache. So Docker is installed. So here you have to click on that install. So I did it already. It's a one-time activity. And then let me check the Docker is installed or not. Yeah, Docker is installed actually. Okay, so what to do? Run this command. See, first of all, install the Docker. That is I did. Second thing, run this command. Okay, there is a problem in that command. Hold on. Group is not there. So user, what is the command to add a group? User uh, group add, right? See, I forgot this command. Linux command to add group. Group add or add group or something like that. Group add, yeah. Group add Docker, and then run this, and finally do these changes. So where? So you have to go to the etc datadog conf.d docker.d, this path. If you see that, if you read it, you'll understand here. Con.d docker.d. Now I come here, and then this file I'll copy. This is sample file, and copy and then make it YAML file. So it's got enabled, and now modify this file, okay, and match that whatever the instructions which you have it. So if you see that here, copy this code very carefully and save it and restart the agent. So systemctl restart Datadog -agent, done. And I can check also Docker is enabled or not. So Datadog -agent status, enter. Look for the Docker entry somewhere on top. I'm not able to find it. Clear the screen. Docker is there somewhere there, but where I need to look at that. See, okay, so done. So now can I create some few containers and then see the my agent is monitoring or not? So I configure agent. This is the way we configure the agent. So now my agent will read all the data, Docker metrics also, and post to Datadog. So can I check this? So let me run few containers. ITT Ubuntu, one container. Docker, you know that, right? Second container, third containers. So Docker PS, you see the three containers are there. Now if I want to see that, let me go infrastructure. And here, containers. Right now nothing is there. Just wait for a few seconds. It should come. Did I restarted the agent? Yeah, I think I did it. That's the reason its status came. Here also, if you look at this, under the here containers, here it will come. See here, it has started coming. Not yet came, but it should come. So guys, this is the way you can integrate with other tools like Docker. I did just for you, but other tools also. So for example, uh, some of the popular integration which I want to show you that tutorial for it. Docker, Datadog, Docker, spelling mistake, Docker. This is the tutorial. You see how to enable Docker container. Just now I did it. You want to do Apache?
Can you repeat the steps once again, Rajesh? The screen I was not able to visible. It was small.
I
Just
gone to this place here, and then
okay.
here you had instructions over there. So every different integrations, you have a steps different, not a same
Oh,
steps. So here 1 2 3 like that, you'll have to do that. Okay.
and you configure it in which file? Like in the YAML file?
YAML file here, that there was one file. Let me show you. If you go and show, let me show you here, these all are integrations, but all are disabled. So how to enable it? Just there'll be one sample file, copy it, and then modify as per the requirement, and after that restart the agent. That's all.
Okay.
So like that, they will give you the instructions like that. See, this is the Docker, right? Let's say go Apache. So my system is little, website I think is so slow. See, they have given you Apache instruction, but this is the like half instruction, not a full instruction. So some of you who starting from fresh and have no idea, then you'll get stuck. So what to do here? The instruction is like this. They assume that you know Apache, or they assume you know Docker, they assume you know Java or MySQL. But if you come to my website, and step by step tutorial will write, for example Apache, this is the tutorial for Apache, and here you find each steps in detailing. So one step number two, two, 3, 4, 5, all this thing. So here you have Apache also, MySQL you will get it here, Tomcat you have it, Postgre you have it, Docker you have, Kubernetes, all this thing you have it separate one. Understanding? So let me check that container has come or not. Still I cannot see that. Just wait for a few more seconds. So go to infrastructure list, containers. So did I restart it or not? Yeah, I restarted. It takes some time, so it will still has not come. So let me check one more time. Datadog system. I don't remember that whether it started or not. So I'll just to be safer side restart Docker. Sorry, restart Datadog agent. Datadog hyphen agent system CTL and now Datadog hyphen agent status and slowly because I have a time little bit. So rep Docker is there, but I'm not able to find it. Okay, it's okay. So let's wait for it. It'll come automatically and so on. So let me refresh and then see. It should come now. Okay, so let it come automatically and then see that. So guys, this is the step which you have to do that. Any questions so far?
How do you do the enable the network?
Yeah, so network also same way. Go to the integrations here and click on the network, which network you have to tell the devices and all. So these are so many supports are there. So which devices you want to monitor again depends. Let's say Cisco. So here you have a instruction. So install this integration. That's the first step. It's a one-time activity by the way. And after that you configure, follow this configuration documents. So they have a documents and then this document will help you to enable that. So more or less if you see that this is the file in the same directory, you'll have to modify all this stuff. Okay, so now what we did, so here if you see that infrastructure you understood a little bit of it and then integrations we have used it. Now what I'm going to do here in this if you look at this just again so here as per the discussion we have completed infrastructure and gather the matrix. Okay, now second thing what I'll do, I will do the APM, application performance management. So for that we'll have to have some sort of application live, create a traffic and then generate a trace and then collect the trace.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.